Hello everyone! So who doesn't love a good conspiracy theory? Today, we'll be talking about the most popular soccer conspiracy theories that have shocked the world. Neymar faked his injury at the 2014 World Cup. Neymar, suffering from that back injury in the semifinals, quickly became an internet joke. The way he was reacting was clearly exaggerated and gave all of us secondhand embarrassment when watching it live. The reason it looked so exaggerated is that Neymar possibly faked the whole thing in fear of being defeated by Germany. What raised more suspicion was a video of him walking around in his house, pain-free, just a few days after the injury had taken place. Sure, players do this from time to time, but they usually do it right and make it look real. Plus, they don't usually fake these injuries during a World Cup semifinal. Argentina put something in Brazil's drinks before a match. During the 1990 World Cup, Brazil's Branco believed that Argentina was putting something in their opponent's water bottles. This was after Argentinian player Miguel de Lorenzo gave Branco a bottle of water. Just 2 days later, Branco claimed that he was feeling ill and nauseous. He then said that the water Miguel de Lorenzo had given him was in fact tranquilizer-laced water. After this, the rivalry between Brazil and Argentina became even stronger, and in the World Cup, Branco publicly accused Miguel de Lorenzo of poisoning him with tranquilizer-laced water, just so Argentina could win the match. To demonstrate, Branco then took a sip of the bottle Lorenzo gave him to confirm to everyone else that Argentina was in fact cheating. However, until the accusation took place, neither of the teams hadn't actually scored a goal. It was moments after Branco accused Argentina of cheating when Argentina scored the one goal that sent them directly to the finals. The case went cold and even forgotten by fans up until 2005, when Argentina coach from the time, Carlos Bilardo, said, "I'm not saying it didn't happen," about Argentina spiking Brazil's water, making the conspiracy theory truer than ever. Ronaldo has been forced to play in a World Cup final. Ronaldo de Lima had a seizure just hours before the 1998 World Cup, where Brazil was to play against France. In the beginning, Ronaldo was not named as part of the squad for the World Cup final, but suddenly Brazil's team sheet changed, and Ronaldo started playing. The player gave it his all, but to no luck in defeating France, who won 3-0. Obviously, Ronaldo wasn't in his best shape to play. It was clear that he was still recovering from the illness he was going through, but what doesn't make sense is why he played if he was that ill. Many believe that Ronaldo was actually forced to play by Nike, which was also Ronaldo's sponsor at the time. Even though there hasn't been enough evidence to prove the case, it's believed that Nike had already paid Ronaldo to promote their products. They forced him to be a part of the World Cup final, or else the company would sue him. Spurs poisoned their opponent's food to qualify for the Champions League. In the 2005-06 seasons, Spurs really wanted to finish above their rivals for the first time in the history of the Premier League. But to do this, they had to match Arsenal's results in their final match with West Ham at Upton Park. But before the match started, all the players of West Ham suddenly fell ill after eating lasagna at the hotel they were staying at. And even then, they still won 4-2 against the Spurs. But was this all a coincidence, or did someone try to poison the West Ham players? South Korea versus Spain World Cup was all fake. In 2002, South Korea reached the World Cup semifinals for the first time ever. But what is really suspicious is the fact that the 2002 World Cup was held in their own country. After beating Italy and then Spain, things started to get a bit too obvious that the whole thing had been scripted. There were a number of officials that questioned the team, but the case gradually went cold from the lack of evidence. The match of the day commentators already know which team will win. There have been a handful of theories revolving around the fact that match of the day commentators are already aware of what will happen from the start of a soccer match. But the most talked about theory is the fact that commentators start commenting in the studio after the match has taken place. Editors then merge the two parts together and transmit them on TV as if they were live. But this theory can easily be debunked, as the spectators in the match would immediately confirm whether or not the match is being recorded rather than being transmitted live. CL draws do not matter as the team gets picked by UEFA themselves. Many soccer fans believe that certain draws are set up if they are to face a tough side. Throughout the years, the same teams are always getting easy draws, even after these draws are televised live. But is there any chance UEFA is behind all of this? Or is this theory just a theory? Steven Gerrard kicked out Roy Roy Hodgson by missing a penalty on purpose. Steven Gerrard missed a penalty just at the time where Liverpool was losing 3-1 to Blackburn, with only 6 minutes of playtime left. This game left Liverpool 4 points above the relegation zone after 20 matches. As fans suggest, when he chipped the ball over the bar during his opportunity to win a penalty, it clearly looked as if he was being clumsy about it, and a move that someone like Gerrard would never do. So, do you think that Gerrard, who is also team captain, missed the penalty on purpose just to get Roy Hodgson out of Liverpool? Who knows? Copa Americas are trying to give Messi an international trophy. We cannot disagree that Lionel Messi is one of the best soccer players in the world. However, he is still trying to win a big trophy for Argentina, which is also his nation. The player has had many opportunities to win from 2015 to 2020, as Copa Americas have been trying really hard to make this happen. But since the 2020 match in Argentina was canceled, Messi was still left without an international trophy. Now it's unclear whether the Copa Americans will give Messi other chances, but fans think that they will continue until Messi wins. Messi, Iniesta, and Pedro communicate with coded messages. This was a rather unusual event where all three soccer stars started sending out coded messages. Some theories later suggested that these coded messages were specifically made for the rebels in Lebanon to tell them the best way to smuggle weapons. But this might be one of the craziest theories on our list. It's pretty hard to believe that Messi, Iniesta, and Pedro had anything to do with the conflict in Lebanon. The Oranje Party, the party with alcohol and beautiful girls, was one German newspaper headline that got publicized the day before West Germany and the Netherlands' 1974 World Cup finale. But this headline is believed to have made it easier for the Germans to win against the Dutch. Sure, the party did happen. There's no conspiracy behind that, but what didn't happen was the fact that the party was held one day before the match, as the newspaper claimed. The trick was made for the Dutch to believe that they were surely going to win, as chances were that West Germany was going to show up fully unprepared. However, Germany ended up winning the World Cup 2-1 against the Netherlands, raising questions if the publishing of the crazy German party was released purposely one day before the match to trick Dutch players. British teams will never win a European Cup. Before Manchester United won the European Cup in the late 60s, people started believing that the competition was all set up in a way that the British would never lift a single trophy. This claim actually came from the director of Liverpool back in 1965. When Liverpool was beaten by Inter, 2 of the goals made by the Italian team were highly controversial, while the only goal that Liverpool made was wrongly disallowed. There was enough evidence to create a conspiracy theory. Many believed that UEFA was taking its revenge after the soccer league in England had originally opposed the European Cup and banned Chelsea from competing in 1955. Do you think there's some truth behind this? Or were the British just mad at losing all the time? Barcelona gets better treatment than other soccer teams. Jose Mourinho is reported to have made up a rumor that Barcelona is privileged and gets treated better after getting mad at the fact that Real Madrid got knocked out of the Champions League by Pep Guardiola. Mourinho believes that Barca has more perks due to its partnership with UNICEF. The soccer team displayed UNICEF's name on their shirts, which made Mourinho think that Barca was getting special treatment because of it. Mourinho said that at the time, he doesn't know if it's the advertising for UNICEF or if it's UEFA. He later went on to ironically congratulate Barca for having a wonderful soccer team, and that it must have been so difficult for them to get this sort of power on their hands.